We ready? Good evening and welcome to all. Thank you for being here this evening. Laguna Monterey Water District notice of regular meeting Board of Directors. Notice is hereby given of a regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the District to be held at 105 Fort Road, Port Isabel, Texas, on the 9th day of October 2013 at the hour of 6 p.m. for consideration of the business of the agenda below. This notice is posted at the office of the District October 3rd, 2013 at 3 p.m. in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551-041-551-050, and a copy furnished to the County Clerk at Cameron County, Texas. We do have the presence of a quorum today. We have received notice of member Whitey Thomas being absent today. If we can have everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3, invitation to the audience for discussion. Anyone at this time? Staff, board, anyone like to discuss anything? I would like to give you an update. I went to a conference last week in Houston. It was a LMWD local conference, and it was in regards to the upcoming election about Proposition 4 coming up in November. And it was very interesting to hear. It was put on by a lady that worked with I didn't bring all my notes with me on it. Worked with a senator was at that time in charge of the Texas Water Development Board, Texas Natural Resource Committee. She's out. She started an organization called H2O4Texas.org, and I included a copy of this in everyone's packet today, as we got a copy of it. Basically, Proposition 4 is requesting $4 billion to come from the Texas Rainy Day Fund money to be put into a separate account. That money is to be used only for low interest loans. Will not be granted, will not be given away, will not be do anything. And basically, for every $1 billion that is passed or allowed, creates 13,000 jobs. So this has a huge direct impact on the state of Texas infrastructure, in creating water sustainability. There's all sorts of stuff. And there were a lot of communities that were there. And what the impact of this will have for the state of Texas, as well as advancing us among other states in job creation, job retention, job relocations. There are a lot of dynamics behind this that are really important to the entire state of Texas that this will create. And I included this packet has the H2O4Texas.org website, and I encourage everyone to take the time to go visit. And the impact that this has only on the state of Texas is quite amazing. So I just wanted to give everyone an update about it. If anyone has any questions or things that they want to discuss, please encourage your constituents and your colleagues to vote for this proposition in favor of supporting the $4 billion creation fund that benefits everyone. We have the ability, our district has the ability to apply when we seek projects. We have that ability, and this is a revolving loan program that with the $2 billion that was passed in 2011 will create $6 billion and will grow by 2027 to $27 billion. And revolving loan fund money that will be created through the state of Texas. So it's a financing mechanism that will expand and really help create financing for water projects. The $4 billion that is being requested to move over from the Rainy Day Fund will be made up, they say, in the next 16 months. That's how fast the oil tax money is coming into the state of Texas. So it's not even a dent into the Rainy Day Fund with the state of Texas. This is a one-time opportunity. It does require voter approval of 50% to move that money over. It will be managed by the state of Texas, and it will be administered only in low-interest loans for all communities to borrow money. Specifically, no grants, no anything out there other than low-interest loans for the future. So this infrastructure for the state of Texas that will create is unbelievable.
There's some early voting going on right now. Is this one of the propositions or something?
This is on the proposition. This early voting starts October 21st.
For November?
For November.
Yes. 2
October,
weeks before the general.
is October 21st. I didn't bring the exact dates. And November 4th is the final election day.
That sounds right, about 2 weeks before.
And this will be on there. So, again, I'll bring this up, and I would obviously encourage everyone to support this, support our water district, to get behind it and support it. Doesn't mean we're behind, but we're just endorsing the creation and expansion of water financing for the state of Texas is what this does. The water district cannot independently support it, but staff and staff members and family and households, if they could encourage everyone to get the vote out, I would encourage favoritism of this.
We'll pass the word out to our employees.
Any comments, questions, or anything?
I believe any proposition nowadays to be passed as long as they don't raise the taxes.
The projects need to be done, and Texas is really ahead of the game in comparison to other states in water infrastructure and water capacity and tools of expanding, getting things done. Really interesting to hear about the state of Texas and how advanced we are. And of course, it was done by a lot of work, and it's been happening over the last 25 years. Steps to take. Reuse was discussed. Types of projects that communities want to do. Reuse is a big topic that communities are starting to expand on. There's some new techniques and treatments that they're trying to do. Lower chemicals and increase reuse. It's kind of interesting, and that AWBD meets quarterly. And they have various topics, and I think we should stay tuned to what topics pertain to our district and needs and send the appropriate people to attend those. It's a good networking, lots of people. Thank you for your time. Anything else to discuss? An invitation for the audience to discussion? No? Moving on to item number 4. Consider and approve minutes for the regular meeting of September 25th, 2013. A motion made by Mr. Garcia.
I guess I had a little question on it.
Yes?
Can I abstain or go ahead and vote on it?
You can, if there's something you'd like to discuss, we can discuss it.
That was done in the executive session.
Okay.
I don't know if I should.
It's not in the minutes, though.
Not, the executive session's not in the minutes.
No.
Okay. So there was a motion made by Mr. Rivella. Second by Mr. Bell. All those in favor? For the record, Mr. Keplinger abstains. He was not present at the meeting. Moving on to item number 5, consider and approve payment of liability insurance to Texas Municipal League for the new fiscal year 2013 through 2014. On your desk, there's a copy of the current billing statement. Robert?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I did submit a copy of emails with Mike Kuykendall, and this was bid out in 2011 for 2012 and 2013. This is the second year on that bid, and I'm asking the board to approve the payment. However, we did get the billing statement yesterday, and I put a copy of it on your table there. And if you'll notice that from the amount that was being submitted for payment, the original amount that was given to me by TML was for $47,000. They did drop it down to $46,750. There was an additional $987 that they gave us as equity credit. That is something they gave us on the original bid that was made. However, on the original bid, there was quite a bit more equity credit that we received than we did this time. So I'm asking the board at this point to go ahead and approve the payment of $46,750.96 to TML for the liability insurance on the automobile, auto liability, errors and omissions, general liability, auto physical damage, crime, public employee disability, and crime theft insurance.
So everyone had a chance to review?
Yeah, I saw that there's a 12.5% increase.
It was a significant increase, but this brings it back down to somewhere in the vicinity of about 6%, 7% with the equity credits that we're getting, so that'll bring it back down. And the only other entity that bid on this the year before last was the Texas Water Conservation, and they worked almost equal. As a matter of fact, Texas Water Conservation was cheaper by $136 without any credit. However, with TML giving us the $5,500 in credit, of course they came $4,800, almost $4,900 cheaper than the Texas Water, so that's why we went with TML at that point. At this point, using the same information with the equity credit that we just got, that would put us at over approximately $2,500 cheaper than what it would have been using the same numbers from the Texas Water Conservation Association.
Motion made by Mr. Garcia, seconded by Mr. Keplinger. Are all those in favor? They are. Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 6. Consider and approve change order number 2 for water plant treatment 2 microfiltration project chlorination system improvements. Charles?
All right, now this increase is related to the chemical feed system that we've added by change order. And basically in our CT study, we're now going to be doing chemical dosing at 2 different locations. Today we're only one. And so being that it's 2 different locations with 2 different feed rates, during the submittal phase, we realized we needed a third pump for backup. In case one goes down for repair, we'll have that backup that we can swing in one direction or the other. So we keep maintaining our injection of the LAS. And so the cost increase to get that third pump onto that same skid is $4,411. So we're recommending approval to get that third LAS pump.
Would you still be within the budget?
Yeah, we're still in budget.
Any other? Motion made by Mr. Keplinger for approval. Second by Mr. Vella. Are all those in favor? None opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Moving to item number 7, consider and approve agreement for interconnection and parallel operation of distributed generation with AEP for new wind turbine installed at Laguna Vista Wastewater Treatment Plant.
Right, and this is our agreement that we can execute to get that wind turbine at Laguna Vista on the grid. And so, there's no dollar amount associated with it. It's just bringing it to your attention so we can get it signed and mail it off to AEP tomorrow. And we're looking at getting the wind turbine commission on October 17th. It'll take about a week to get the paperwork processed. And so this is just a formal agreement to have a 2-way meter at the plant so we can get some electricity credits based on what our wind turbine produces.
Be curious to see what those credits are.
Yeah, well, we'll monitor, so there's instrumentation, so we'll monitor the actual energy savings.
If we were not a government entity, how much would it cost to get connected?
Oh, I have no idea.
Big money, I heard.
Yeah.
How big is it?
$40,000.
How much? Do you know the dimensions?
$40,000.
The dimensions, maybe 60-foot height, somewhere around there. I mean, if you drive up Holly Beach Road, it's the wind turbine.
You're going to see it from the road.
Yeah.
I saw it turning one day.
Yeah, I mean, the wind turbine guy said, well, I mean, the turning was probably because the brake wasn't on. We're not supposed to have it in the grid until this actual official commissioning comes up, but right now it's just a matter of installing a sign and flipping a switch, and our startup schedule for tomorrow, like for the testing. And so basically the Billy, the wind turbine person who came and fixed up the previous contractor's mess, he was saying having one of these on your house, you'd bring in about $300-400 a month on your own cash on revenue.
Wow.
So that's basically what we should be seeing in a reduction for our energy bill.
I heard some of these wind turbine people are talking to some of the landowners there, some of the barreras, and
Yes.
about
Yeah,
property from
They
them.
came by and, they approached us about a month ago.
yeah, they're called Pioneer Energy, and they're getting leases all the way along from San Ramon Road to Mile 9, all that area. They're trying to make a big wind farm.
Can we expand this in some of our other operations if this is a success?
Yeah, we'll monitor it. I mean, the install cost was $67,000, so it has quite a bit of time before payback. But we can see how much it generates and go from there.
Move to approve. Motion for approval by Mr. Garcia, second by Mr. Castaneda. All those in favor? They are none opposed. Moving to item number 8, consider and approve the disbursements. Has everyone had a chance to review the disbursements? Any questions or comments about the disbursements? Anyone like to discuss any one disbursement in particular? If not, is there a motion to approve the entire contents of the disbursements? Motion made by Mr. Garcia, second by Mr. Vella. Are all those in favor? There are none. For the record, I abstain because I have a disbursement for travel. Moving on to item number 9, General Manager's Report, ongoing projects for Laguna Vista and South Padre Island.
Yes, I just want to mention that I met, South Padre Island at their, board meeting, council meeting, and city, town of Laguna Vista council meeting also. I just brought up to date, the projects that are going, and the projects that are going to be coming up. And I kind of explained, the South Padre Island was real short, but the Laguna Vista is a little longer, because there's more projects going on there. You know, the valves make, repairs up in the island, and I mentioned to both of the entities that we're on the website now. We do have a phone system, new phone system, and our website shows all the extensions, so to cut short all the, messages that go through it. And they need to contact us faster, that way look it up in the website and get the extensions and call us there. Or they hear the dial tone, just press the extension and go right to the person they need attention to. I did mention that Laguna Vista, the tier in place piping that we're going to be doing in the next, the end of the month. Is it this month or?
We'll probably start digging in November.
November. I did mention that November. I didn't know if it was the beginning or somewhere in November that the tier in place lines are going to be going in, and that there's 7-point repairs that we need to take care of, which is open cut, and take care of those issues, because it's areas where the pipe is already too damaged, where you can't do the cure place. And I explained what the cure place line is, so you don't open the streets and cut them, you just leave them manhole to manhole. And they're pretty happy about that, because you don't tear down the streets. And the manager there, Mr. Vela, mentioned that there's going to be some street repairs coming up like December. So we'll probably get together with them, do the open cuts, and then and those areas that we need, and then we'll work together, so that way they can repair their streets at the same time.
Your comment is going to be part of the comprehensive plan study?
Yes, thank you, Rudy, for updating us about that also.
So, he said it was just a misunderstanding with the press during the interview. But we did mention there at the meeting that we do have a good relationship, and Laguna Madre usually assists Laguna Vista with pumps, when they need for the flooding that they had before. And we do have a good relation with the city, town of Laguna Vista and San Diego, and the city of Portisville too. All that was brought about. So that's all I wanted to mention.
Thank you very much. We're moving on to item number 10, District Engineers Report, item A, Laguna Vista Sanitary Sewer Renewal.
Yeah, and starting off with the Laguna Vista Sanitary Sewer Renewal, Carlos gave a pretty good update of where we're at. We have one last televising report that we're going to send out tomorrow, and right now that digging crew mobilized in Raymondville. today, and they're supposed to get done with that within 2 weeks, and they're the same crew that's going to come down to Laguna Vista next. So we're just need to stay on top of it and make sure it gets scheduled and they get down here, so we can get that moving forward. That's basically where we're at. Just going on to the Cuates pump station and pipeline, we finally got some good dewatering on that pump station, and I think the excavation crew is going to start mobilizing towards the end of this week, Thursday or Friday, and of course, you know, they'll be able to get the cans installed and get back on track. We're having our progress meeting tomorrow, so we'll get an updated schedule, and I'll probably give that update at the next meeting to see how we're gonna, you know, make up for all this lost time because of the rain. The pipeline, they're still cranking away on Buena Vista Road, so it's with all this rain, they've probably installed about 575 feet this past month, but hopefully we'll be past that and just get more, you know, get back on track to keep moving forward. I guess the last project was just the water plant 2 microfiltration project. I guess I wanted to spend some time on the electrical improvements, or maybe more specifically an incident that we had this past Sunday. Was this week, right? Or 2 weeks ago. Okay, not this Sunday, but the Sunday before, when we had some real heavy rain, and that one electrical manhole 2, the water level got up to that splice and tripped the circuit. And so basically, you know, it was one of those calls where we had to get that water pump down and then get the circuit back up so we could restore power to that water plant. And you know, I know we had discussion earlier about getting that splice removed, but we haven't approved that change order yet, because our first estimate, just the wire alone, had a cost of about $23,000. And so at the same time, we felt that it was oversized on the plan. And so when half came in, they basically resized it. And I think the number I'm sitting on for that cost of wire under the new plan is about $10,000. And so that's coming under the a change order at the next meeting. We'll finally get the electrical improvements. I have an emergency generator equipment bid advertisement open. We'll be opening those bids on the 15th. And so between that one and there's kind of a series of change orders on chemical feed. I'll be bringing that all to the October 23rd meeting so we can see the final, you know, point of where we're at to reach completion. We're looking at November 15th, or I don't know,
I got a question. What are the electrical improvements?
The electrical improvements, for the change order, we're doing a 1,000 kilowatt generator, and it's going to be an all-weather enclosure, because it doesn't fit inside the existing building where the generator's at today.
Yeah, I'm going back to the splices.
Oh, the splice?
How many splices do we have there?
There's only one splice at electrical manhole 2. And that splice, what it does is it's the temporary connection for MCC2, which is our backwash waste pumps, and then it's also going out to the chemical feed building. And so basically, when we get our working clearance in about 2-3 weeks, the feed that goes to the backwash waste pumps, that's going to be connected to the microfiltration building. So that connection goes away in about 2-3 weeks, because we're going to have those backwash waste pumps tied to the new.
What's going to happen when we connect the microfiltration?
Well, the microfiltration's on our new service, so that's a separate transformer that's going to get installed, and so that's going to get removed from being tied in that manhole 2, or tied to that splice. And then we're going to run new wire all the way from the MCC1 feeder, like where the generator's at today, all the way to the chemical feed building. And when we run that new wire, that's when the splice is entirely removed.
You know what? I got a question. Whose idea was it to splice in the wet pit?
That splice was.
Who did that?
Well, it was in the original plan. I mean, that, you know.
Splice in the wet pit?
Yeah.
I mean, I would question that, Charles. I mean, for me, you know, I don't think that was right first. You never splice in a wet pit. You take the line where it's supposed to go. And those problems are going to follow us. The engineers, the electricians, whoever, they're going to go and they're going to follow us. Eventually, you know what happens when the water is wet and gets hot? It starts spinning back, burning back. Eventually, us, the water district, we're going to end up bringing all that new conductors where the way they should be. I would go to Willa Jordan and ask him what's going on.
Right, because the one that's been.
That will follow us.
Mm-hmm.
Every time any water burns out, And the good thing, that conductor was going on a pipeline, that's why it tripped everything, because it went down like it's supposed to. And it stopped everything.
Right.
No matter what you got independent, like the microfiltration,
No, it's just
one wire, one conductor that trips everything out that's not working, one of your, whatever it is, clarifiers, whatever you want to call them, is not going, they'll stop everything. That's what this is what I'm asking you, whose idea was to splice correctly?
Yeah, I mean, it was in the original plan. I mean, that's basically how it was
but
proposed. And
who did
it was.
planning? Who did that plan?
Well, I mean, the electrical engineer would be Willard Jordan through
We
Internet.
paid a professional,
Right.
electrical engineer to do that. That's what I'm coming to me.
Is it still in there, in the water pit that's flooded?
Yeah, it's still in there today. I mean, we're by November 15th, it'll be gone. But to remove it, it's going to require a change order to remove the splice. I mean, that's basically what we're going to have to do.
Did you ever find out what size the conductor was in?
I don't have the number, but I have to look. I have it upstairs. I don't know. I can't
Would
tell
it
you the
be
number off my
600 MCM?
I need to look at it. I mean, we can.
Real big?
I really don't know. I'd have to look upstairs. I'd be taking a guess right
You
now.
haven't seen them when you opened the pit there?
For the proposed wire?
You haven't seen the conductors?
No, I need to look at it.
And on that part, the only reason that you're hesitant to change it at that time is the cost is too high. The one wire, $26,000.
I got a
Right.
price from Carlos. I went on the highest price, 600 MCM. That's a real, that will hold, on 3,000 feet, yes, it would cost you like $925 a foot, which would make it 28,350. That's 3 wires. It's 3 conductors. And then the other conductor for ground, when you use a 480 wide, that would be 1,000 feet. That would cost you $255 a foot. That would make it $2,550. That's the whole enchilada.
Right, and so that looks like you're saying on that assumption it's a $30,000 cost for the wire, but with the wire size that we're doing, the wire cost is $10,000. So I know it's maybe $150 if that's the right number, or something smaller, because we only have lighting
I'm
panels.
going here on the most costly conductor there is.
Yeah.
I went up.
Yeah, I can
don't
give
know
you- I have
what
the number
they tried to
upstairs.
do, But the thing is, I'm just saying it, and I wanted to be there. I probably won't be here, but this is going to follow us.
Right.
Because these conductors will short out. They're going out every 3 months, and a year after they're all gone, engineers, electricians, and maybe us, maybe, I don't know, but it's going to come back, and it says, who's going to pay for it? The water district.
Right. Well, there's 2 issues that are causing these continual problems with shorting out that.
And
that plant.
that's not talking about every time if something burns out and it'll stop the whole plant.
Right.
See, and they did it 2 weeks ago, and they did it like 3 months, 4 months ago, and before we haven't completed the project yet, Charles.
Right.
The project ain't complete, and we have all these problems on the same site.
Right. And I mean, the redesign that really helped us save on that wiring was in the half.
I know somebody was trying to save money, but
Yeah,
that's not the way to save money.
No, exactly. You kind of have to look at the plant as a whole, not just the footprint of your one unit. 'Cause
I don't know, you know better than me what's going on in there, but I just wanted you, and I wanted everybody here to know what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
What will happen.
Right, and so basically, so we're already taking the measures to get that splice removed, and the other issue was we have 2 pumps on that backwash waste discharge, but the temporary wiring only allows us to use 1 pump at a time, and so with this rain, we needed to have 2 pumps to be able to keep that water level down, hence only 1 pump working, the water level's getting too high. But that's gonna...
Well, I don't think Mr. Valdez has been there. Have you been there?
I've seen it.
You seen them? But I know Carlos was there a long time. Those pits, even though they don't rain, they infiltrate water. I've been there a long time, and I know they infiltrate water. But the thing is, when it doesn't infiltrate water, and you have a pump there, you have a chance to pump it out. And when it rains and the infiltration is higher, Not even that little pump can get it out. A tank will reach those splices.
Right. Right. Well, we like with all this rain in September, the contractor dropped 2 sump pumps in the electrical manhole, and then another issue was the backwash waste pumps. You know, we should have had 2 running, but the wiring's
Anyway,
only
you
set up for
know,
one.
those splices were made like they're supposed to. I mean, I don't want to sit here and say something I don't want to say, but I used to do splices in the stations on the water splices. Throw them in the lift station, and well, don't worry about it. If I have, this is raw water or whatever, but it's clear water. How come this is happening to it? This is what I want to know.
Right. I mean, the main issue.
There are other ways they can do a splice and be waterproof. And they are. Just go back to them and ask them. Maybe it'll cost a little more money, but I can assure you it won't cost more than what they say in the conductors cost.
Right.
That's the water that goes all the way from Port Isabel, all the way to the island underground with conductors. And I have never heard that problem with it. I would go back. I mean, this is my suggestion. This is an advice, you know, because that will follow us for years to come in and months, whatever.
Yeah. But the only good thing is as of, on
It's
November
not-
15th,
not
that'll be
that
a
I
thing of the
got
past
something,
because we're getting
I
it
mean,
resolved.
For you, it's for Willie Jordan to think about.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Okay, can we move on?
Yeah. Well, that was the final item. I mean, in general, you know, I mean, the building, I don't know if we want to go into the more microfiltration, but, you know, from the scheduling standpoint, we're still on track for starting commissioning second week of December, and just, you know, be completed in April. But that's basically where we're
We're
at.
gonna get an update on the finances on our projects. Any chance?
Yeah, I can get one in the next meeting. I'll give you the balance, because especially, yeah, it'll be real relevant because there's a big change coming up with all the electrical improvements. So I'll show you how we're shifting or transferring from Quatis to Water Plant 2 to cover it.
Okay.
I lost my... Thank you. Item 11, executive session permitted by the Open Meetings Act, VTCA Government Code, Section 551.001, sequence under Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, Section 551.074, personnel matters, to wit, to deliberate the employment of district employee salary scale. At this time, can we have everyone for executive session at 6:32 p.m.? Can I get a motion, please? Motion made by Mr. Garcia, second by Mr. Keplinger. We are in executive session. By Mr. Vella, second by Mr. Keplinger. We are officially out of executive session. At this time, executive session, there is no action. Moving to item 12, consider and approve executive session. Excuse me, there is no action at this time. Meeting is adjourned at 6:51 p.m. Thank you all for your time this evening and being here. Have a pleasant evening.